In this session, we will have a brief overview of ReactJS. In addition, we will walk through the steps to create our first React app. All right, let's begin. What is React? ReactJS is actually a popular JavaScript library, meaning all the code or the functionality that we are going to use in React are actually developed through JavaScript library or JavaScript. The reason why React.js was developed is React.js makes the code easier. We can perform or we can achieve more amount of functionality, or we can perform, or we can write less amount of code and get maximum output out of it compared to writing raw JavaScript code. So that was the objective of creating React.js library. Now, it is predominantly used to build user interfaces for web application. Like when you see a web application, you see all the UI, such as form, login form, or you see some kind of registration form, or any kind of interface that you see on the screen can be developed using React.js easily. Now, it was developed and maintained by Facebook. So, Facebook came out of this library, which they used it, and now it is so popular that other developers and other organizations are also using React.js. Other feature of React.js is it's a very great library if you want to create a single page application, meaning this application will load once and then later whatever is happening will be through JavaScript. So each and every time a user performs an action, the page will not reload, and this feature makes the interaction very user friendly and very quick, because the page is not loading again and again whenever a user is submitting a data or attempting to retrieve a data from the database. All these things are happening through backend without loading the page. All right. The next is React actually was released on 29th May 2013. So it's not very old, but at the same time, it's been 10 years since this library was launched, and it is so popular by now. And in addition to this React.js, we have some other products available in the market, such as Angular and Vue.js. These are also equivalent to React.js, meaning these tools can be used to create single page applications, which will interact with server through JavaScript, and the response of the application will be fast. All right. So this is a brief overview of React.js. Let's get into the installation part. So in order to have or in order to create a React.js application, you need to download Node.js first and install Node.js first. And go to nodejs.org. Once you go to that site, you would see here download option. So here the current version that when I'm taking this video is 18.16. So this version you can download, and once you download it, it will go to your download folder, and just double click the installation file, and just give next, next, next. This will get installed in your computer. So once it is installed on your computer, you can verify it. In order to verify, you can just go to your command prompt cmd. Sorry, I'm typing wrong. Node dash dash version. So you should see the version of the Node.js that has been installed in your computer. All right. So once you have made sure that Node.js has been installed, the next step is that we need to install, or we need to create a React.js app. All right. In order to create a React.js app, you just need to give the command npx create React app, and then give an app name. Okay, whatever app you want to create, just give that app name. So I'm giving my app. So my app will be the app that we are going to create, and the command for that is npx create react app my app. All right. Once I press enter, now this is going to take a while because it has to create the whole structure of the app. It will have the libraries and all that getting downloaded into a computer, which you can later open in Visual Studio to further code. All right. So once the installation is completed, you can see so many messages like this on the screen, and it takes like a couple of minutes to install, and then all these packages would be installed in your computer, and all these files are getting installed under the app name that we gave. So if you remember, we gave npx create react app my app. So a new application called my app would be created. In that app, all these packages will be installed, and this is the folder where we are going to write code. Okay, so now this folder my app, which is in my class folder in my computer, this folder, now next is we can open this folder in our Visual Studio Code. Okay, so now if I go and try to open folder, now I go to my, I have a folder here called my class. In that my class, I created React app named my app. So I select that my app folder and click select folders. So once you click on that, left side you could see a bunch of files which appears automatically in that folder, and all these files comes along with the React app that we have just created. Okay, now these apps or these files are actually given so that we get an overview or an understanding how a React app looks like. So we have a folder here called public, then there's a folder called src, and there are a bunch of other files. Okay, the next step would be to run this application. In order to run this application, excuse me, we need to give another command called npm start. Okay, so if you come to this folder where I created the app, so I give cd my app. So here is the files that just got created. Okay, so in order to run this or open this app, I need to give a command called npm start. Uh, the moment I give npm start and press enter, a browser will open, a server will open actually. In that server or a browser, our application will be displayed. You see, I see here called localhost 3000. In that URL, the app, that's my app, has been opened. Okay, now this logo and this content is coming from this app that we created just now. Okay, now we don't need all these files to begin with. This might create confusion to all of you. So what we do is we will just remove the unnecessary files from this folder so that the app looks clean and less cumbersome. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's delete this favorite icon from this public. I'm going to delete this. Okay, I'm going to delete this logo as well, and the second logo. Okay, on this file, robots as well. So the only file remaining in public folder is index.html. All right. Similarly, from the src folder also, I'm going to remove app.ts, test.js, and then this logo.svg, report web vitals, setup. We don't need all these files at this moment. Okay. So now these folders are clean. In public folder we have index.html, and src folder we have only four files. It's app.css, app.js, index.css, and index.js. Okay. So what happens when this file got opened here? We got actually this index.js file was called. So as soon as we give this command, npm start, it will call this index.js and render on the browser. Now here also we'll do some cleaning activities. What we'll do is this line number 7, we don't need this line report. We don't need this line, and then we don't need this report vital line and all these things we don't need. So the index.js, all we have is these many lines. Okay. So please follow this in your computer as well. So I cleaned index.js also. Now let's go to app.js. Here also, let's remove this first line logo.svg. I'm removing that, and then yeah, pretty much about it. So I'm saving this, and I am saving this as well. Okay. Now, what else we have? So let's go now. Next, let's go to index.html. Index.html also inside the head tag. Let's remove everything till here. So we have head tag, and then there's a title React app, and below this we have no script and div ID. And again, let's remove all this comment. Okay. Here also we have just plain body tag, and there are two tags, no script and div tag. That's all we got in this place also. Okay. All right. Anything else we need to remove? Okay, let's go to app.js. In app.js, in line number 7 on my screen, we don't need this also, img source logo, because we deleted the file, so we don't need that. All right, I think we should be good here. Okay. So now there is no error at this time. And this information, edit src.js, all this information is coming from app.js. Okay. So in app.js, we have a header tag, header class name. Let's select the whole header until here and remove this also. Okay, so we have simple div tag, blank, nothing is there. So now if I save this, you would see a blank screen. So we are all set. So we have our new React app with blank screen, and all these files are currently available for us to edit or modify. Okay. So let's understand the flow. As soon as I open, or as soon as I run this uh, npm start, it will open browser, and the URL is going to be http localhost colon 3000. So this is the URL which will appear in the browser, and our app will be opened here. Okay, now which is blank. Now let's say if I want to modify the flow, is at first it is going to open index.html. Okay, sorry, index.html. In index.html there is a div tag, blank div tag, and the ID of that div tag is root. All right. Now next it will go to index.js. What we are doing is we are rendering a new tag called app. Okay. So in index.js we are rendering app tag, which will be the code behind this app tag will be in app.js. Okay. Now app.js is blank. That is why the web page is blank over here. All right. Excuse me. Now, if I go back to this app.js inside this div tag, if I give heading hello world and I save this, the moment you save, if you open, you should see here hello world. All right, it's still loading because as soon as it loads, you should see whatever you give in the app.js will appear in the home page or the first page. Okay, so let's go through one more time. As soon as you open this app, index.html is open. From here, there is only one div tag which has a root ID. From index.html, it goes to index.js. In index.js, we have this particular tag over here, app tag, which is redirecting us to app.js. In app.js, uh, we have given an h1 tag called hello world inside this div. Okay, so till here whatever we have done we should see in this page. All right, so now we can see the hello world text is appearing in the page. So this is our first page that we have created. Basically we have modified the app.js file uh, in this place inside this div class equals app. Inside this div we have given h1 tag with hello world. So with this, we can wind up this session. And in the next session, we will get into details of all the other files and the tags that have been used. And we'll start with the basics. So if you have followed all the instructions in this video, you should be seeing finally hello world in this page. All right. Thank you.